You a doctor?
I am a doctor.
I should have died years ago.
People all over the world have my disease.
I'm here to find a cure. We have to push the boundaries, take the risks.
If you're gonna run, do it now.
Something inside of me wants to hunt and consume blood.
Michael.
When you're
Can you control it?
I don't know.
Half the city wants to kill you.
We haven't had anything this good since that thing in San Francisco.
The other half wants to control you.
Hey, Dr. Mike, you and I should stay in touch.
What's going on, everyone? The Great Talent here, and today we're going to talk about Morbius, the Sony Pictures movie. Oh, Sony. When you really want to, don't get me wrong, you can really tear it up on the screen in a good way, like with Spider-Man. Really fucking can, but anything other than that doesn't really get the Marvel seal, the MCU seal of approval, and the TLC that Marvel takes into its IPs with the MCU. Man, you guys make some weird shit, dude. That's all I can say. Don't get me wrong, I really went into Morbius with low expectations. I thought it was going to be I don't know. I mean, hey, it's vampires. Vampires are always cool to me. I love fucking vampire flicks for the most part. I thought it would be like Marvel's version of like Dracula, like Marvel's Dracula kind of, sort of. And I mean, from what I know about Morbius only lies in the Spider-Man animated series from the 90s. I thought, from what I know, he's a doctor. He has this rare disorder that he needs to keep injecting himself with blood to keep him going, a rare like hemophilia disease. And now he gets this like magic serum that's derived from bat DNA. And he just kind of becomes a fucking vampire, and he gets like these crazy like echolocation and radar sonar abilities, and he can fly, he can turn into mist, he can he's super strong, he's super fast and agile, but at the same time it takes a toll on him because he fucking just needs to consume blood very frequently. It's not just like, like a vampire, like at least once a day he has a meal. No, it's like every like fucking 4 hours. So it's literally they're taking into the whole dynamic where when you're drinking blood, it's equivalent to having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have to have it like 3 times a day, and you can't sleep because I don't even know how the fuck this guy sleeps, because it's like he's on his watch like a timer. Every 4 hours it beeps, and if he doesn't have it within 4 hours, 4 to 6 hour time period, he's gonna die. So it's like, how do you sleep? That's all I want to know. Other than that, I mean, Morbius wasn't a pretty intriguing movie, very interesting. It kept me engaged for the most part, through and through. It just, I don't know, it took its toll on me. It wasn't that long of a movie. It was only an hour and 40 minutes, but it took its toll during the latter half of the final, like the second to third act, when it's just they kind of revealed that you can kind of see the writings on the wall. It was very, very predictable plot. Doctor tries to help himself and a colleague and a friend. Friend takes it the wrong way, becomes the main antagonist. They have this big CGI vampire fight at the end of the movie. It was very silly. Entertaining, yes. Silly, more so. But, it had a lot of action sequences in it. Again, it's just a shame that they were all CGI. But again, how can you really make a fucking vampire? Again, if you put a little effort into it, it goes a long way. But again, they want to use a fancy CGI computer shit. So far be it for me to tell them what to do. But yeah, the whole plot revolves around Michael Morbius. He's kind of, after he kind of heals himself, he's almost kind of on the run because he's connected and linked to a string of murders. Him biting the necks of victims, draining them completely of their blood and their plasma, and then he's on the run. He's kind of like the Incredible Hulk a little bit in that sense, where the Hulk was always on the run from the government. He's always on the run from the government too, for the most part of this movie and the majority and bulk of this film. He's supported by this love interest, colleague doctor of his, which is kind of stays true to the source material for from what I remember of the animated series. I'm sure it was in the derived from the comic book as well. Kind of like Betty Ross's Hulk You know, like when he sees her, when Bruce Banner sees, as the Hulk sees Betty Ross, he kind of calms down a little bit. Same thing with Morbius when he sees this love interest girl, he kind of calms down a little bit on the inside. It's very similar to Hulk in a lot of ways. Like science experiment gone wrong, you become a fucking monster. So yeah, but you know, it's a little bit of cameos here and there. There's about 2 post-credit scenes, one of which being with Adrian Toomes, played by the Vulture, played by Michael Keaton. And it's really cool to see him. I was more interested in seeing him at the end of the movie. He comes in the fucking, spoiler alert, I guess. He comes in the bird suit. It's fucking pretty awesome to see him and Morbius interact. I think they're still hinting at that Sinister Six. They really want Sinister Six to happen, folks. They really do. And I really, God bless their little hearts. I fucking wish that it happened so we can just pop that cherry and get. Oh, I want Sony to get its nut off, is all I'm trying to say. And what better, I mean, you know, what better way to try to keep introducing people like Morbius? You got all these other characters as well, Vulture, Mysterio, you know, whoever. Doesn't matter. You got all of them. You can bring Doc Ock back. You own it, Sony. You own the IPs. You can bring Dr. Octopus back. You can bring fucking Green Goblin back. The Shocker back. You can bring Electro back. Get Scorpion. I think Scorpion, they hinted at in one of the first Spider-Man movies. Do it. Just fucking do it. Get it over with. Let's rip it off like a Band-Aid at this point. But yeah, no, I digress. Movie was mildly entertaining. I'm going to wrap this up, make this a short, sweet, to the point review. Like I said, the story was kind of like, it's not all over the place. It's just very like run of the mill. You've seen it, been there, done that. It's just with now a fancy new looking CGI vampire man. I mean, and what really irks me about this movie too, what irked me about the Venom movies, how can you have a vampire movie that's showing you spill blood, drink blood all over the place, be rated PG-13? Every single throat he was slashing, every single head he was decapitating, it was all like, they're holding it, like you can see it. He's slashing their throats, but they're holding it where the wound is. There's no blood. There's nothing. Show me the money, Sony. Show me the blood. Show me the blood is all I'm trying to say. Anyway, so if I had to score Morbius on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. It's a fair movie-ish. Had a long way to go from being good, in my opinion. I predicted this would happen. I predicted that this I would score this about a 6 out of 10. And it didn't meet or exceed or go below my expectations. It just kind of sort of met them, I would say, in a sense. But I don't know where we go from here. I think it's making some money. I think it made like $40 million within this first weekend, which is like almost, I think, half its budget. So it's going to probably make back its budget and then some, which is great. Good for it, I guess. And Sony's so adorable. They're actually planning on Morbius too. You can tell from the post-credit scenes, and it's just so adorable. Anyway, with that being said, that's my review of Morbius. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch everybody next time. Thanks as always for stopping by.